Beat Breath of the Wild last night. Great game. I'm not gonna lie, the ending was pretty disappointing, but it was a really, really fun game. Honestly, I finished it just in time because this gives me all week to play Jedi Survivor now, and then Tears of the Kingdom is gonna drop on Friday. So weird when gaming is actually, like, good for once. Anyway, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video and happy Monday. In today's video, I'm gonna be finally doing something that I should have done a part 2 of over a year ago, but I just never got around to it, and that is gonna be me grading draft classes. Last time I did this, I want to say I did the classes of 2010 through 2016, so today we're going to be doing 2017 all the way to 21, at least maybe 22. I'm just not sure if we can really grade that class yet. It's a year old. Anyway, a couple of quick plugs before we hop into it. You can use code WyattzWorld on G Fuel or PrizePick.com. G Fuel, it'll save you 20% on any G Fuel products, and PrizePicks, it'll match up to $100 of your first deposit. On top of all that, make sure you do not forget to give your mother something awesome for Mother's Day. If you're running out of ideas, just hit the link in my bio. It will bring you to the ultimate Mother's Day gift guide of 2023 on parentpresents.com. All right, we've covered everything. Let's hop into grading more draft classes. Alright guys, so here we are at the 2017 draft class, and what we're going to do here is scroll, go over the players who were drafted, and then at the end we'll come up with a grade. I do also like to point out that these yellow boxes mean Pro Bowl, although nowadays that really doesn't mean shit. So anyway, starting off, some of the stars who were taken in the first round of the 2017 draft. Got Myles Garrett, Jamal Adams, Christian McCaffrey, Patrick Mahomes, Marshawn Lattimore, Deshaun Watson, Hassan Reddick, Mike Williams at number 7, I don't want to ignore him, Marlon Humphrey, Jonathan Allen, Evan Ingram, Trey White, and TJ Watt. But now as we start to scroll on, this draft gets really weird because we're about to see a lot of really good names that just get deeper and deeper and deeper. Don't worry, we'll come back to look at the busts of this draft, but the studs, starting in round 2, we got Buda Baker, Delvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Delvin Tomlinson was there. Going into round 3, we get guys like Alvin Kamara, Cooper Kupp, Chris Godwin, Kareem Hunt, Shaq Griffin, Trey Hendrickson, James Conner for compensatory picks. Round 4 didn't really have anybody that big. But then round 5, we're gonna run into George Kittle, Matt Milano, Jamal Agnew, Aaron Jones. Round 6, Mike Tyson was drafted. For really though, I mean, round 6 and 7 kind of cooled off too, but I do like to point out that way down here, Chris Carson was taken. So as you guys can see though, this draft class from 2017, I mean, pretty much all the way down to the bottom of round 5, we were finding diamonds in the rough. And honestly, there's still some players in this draft class that the potential hasn't stopped with, like Cooper Kupp and TJ Watt. You know, if those guys are healthy, they're still getting better. Patrick Mahomes, another one. However, we can't really grade them yet because we've got to see the negatives of this draft class. We all know that with every victory, somewhere within there is a loss. So 2017, a few of the duds I see right off the bat. Mitch Trubisky went 2nd overall to the Bears. Solomon Thomas was 3, Fournette was 4, Corey Davis was 5, John Ross at 9, Adoree Jackson at 18, OJ Howard at 19. We're still in the first round, by the way, boys. Reuben Foster, I mean, honestly, he would have been elite if he didn't get in trouble. See who there was in round 2. Did anybody make any big slips? Browns getting Deshaun Kaiser in round 2. Ugh. Honestly, I'm not gonna kid you guys. Compared to some of the draft classes, I don't think 2017 was all that bad. I'm still running into people that I'm missing here, like Cam Sutton. Honestly, I would just say like a quarter of round 1 was really rough, maybe a little bit more. However, the good definitely outweighs the bad in this draft. I would give 2017 an honest B+. I ain't gonna give it an A because like I said, the talent kind of really does drop off here at the end of round 5, aside from like 2 or 3 people that I saw. But they were pretty stacked back in that day. All right, and now we are on to the 2018 NFL draft, and this is probably my favorite draft of all time. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's the Josh Allen draft, but it was just so fun to watch. We'll do this one a little bit different. I'm just gonna read off the top 3 picks and let you guys kind of think what you want about it. But number 1 was Baker Mayfield, number 2 was Saquon, and number 3 was Sam Darnold to the Jets. Tells you what we're gonna be dealing with. Anyway, continuing to look at round 1, we've got Denzel Ward at 4, Bradley Chubb at 5, Quentin Nelson, Josh Allen to the Bills at 7, Roquan Smith to the Bears, Minka Fitzpatrick, Vita Vey, Darren Payne, Tremaine Edmonds, Derwin James, Jair Alexander, Leighton Von Der Esch, Frank Ragnow, DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley, Rashad Penny. And ending round 1, how can you forget Lamar Jackson? That's just round 1. Looking at round 2 for 2018, we got Nicholas Jamal Chubb, the 17th, Shaq Leonard, Cortland Sutton, Harold Landry, Mike Gesicki, Christian Kirk, Dallas Goedert, Jesse Bates. Wait, DJ Chark has made a Pro Bowl over Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley? Anyway, round 3 had Fred Warner, Justin Reed, Orlando Brown, Mark Andrews, Horrible Harry. And then we drop into round 4 and it starts to get a little bit more silent. All right, let's see if we can come back to life here. Josh Sweat and Dalton Schultz down here in round 4. Round 5 is pretty quiet, Wyatt Teller. And then into round 6, I mean, we pretty much fall off. I see Russell Gage and Boston Scott. And then how can we forget at the very bottom, we've got Will Clapp. So if you're asking me, 2017 actually had more depth in it than 2018. However, 2018's round 1, 2, and I think even 3 are more stacked than 2017 was in those 3 rounds. So before we actually determine the grade though, we got to go through the bust. We got to go through the negatives. Other than, you know, Baker and Sam Darnold, Baker's not really a bust, but other than those two, we go down to guys like Josh Rosen at 10. Ugh. Marcus Davenport to the Saints. I mean, he spent a lot of time hurt. Now he's on the Vikings. Hayden Hurst at 25. Rashad Penny, even though I complimented him, he hasn't been a first round pick. Mike Hughes, Sony Michel in the first round. You know, 2018 was pretty fair too. Just the bad thing about it is that round 1 had multiple really bad hiccups. 2 of them being Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen in the top 10. Look, even though I think this draft is stacked in round 1 and this is one of my favorite drafts, I honestly think I would only give it a flat B. Like I said, man, 17 had depth. They went way deep. Alright guys, so here we are in 2019 now. The only thing I think that's going to start to fall off is the Pro Bowls that we see just because these guys are younger, but we should still be able to give them a fair grade. Either way, number 1 overall was obviously none other than Kyler Murray. Look at that face. Then 2nd overall was Nick Bosa and 3rd overall was Quinnen Williams. Some more names in round 1, we've got Devin White, Daniel Jones, other Josh Allen, TJ Hawkinson, Ed Oliver, Dwayne Haskins, damn man, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Josh Jacobs, Hollywood, Montez Sweat. Then dipping into round 2, we've got Byron Murphy, Debo, AJ Brown, Miles Sanders, McCole Hardman, DK Metcalf, and then going into round 3, we got Zach Allen, Deontay, David Montgomery, Terry McLaurin. Going deeper, we got Dawson Knox, Max Crosby, Tony Pollard, round 4. And then after round 4, we start to see a cool down here as well. Hunter Renfrow, I mean, yeah, he had a good year. Jake Bailey, the punter. Darius Slayton, I guess, he's pretty decent. Gardner Minshew in round 6 is good. But damn, it really died off. I'm not sure how I feel about this draft, honestly. Let's look at some of the busts here to try and help us. So Kyler Murray at number 1 overall, it's not a bust, but he's also not playing like the number 1 overall pick. He's really doing no better than Baker. Cleveland Farrell at 4 isn't terrific. Devin Bush at 10. Not sure how Jonah Williams is doing. I think Rashawn Gary might be okay. Garrett Bradbury was not very good. Noah Fant hasn't been a first round pick. Oh, gross. And then we have N'Keal Harry at the end of the first round. Oh, and then yeah, here's the Eagles where they could have had DK Metcalf, but they took Whiteside over him. It's an okay draft. Nick Bosa obviously is the star of it, but I don't think this is a B even. I think this is C+. Couple of very, very good studs, but I don't feel like it's nearly as many as the last 2 we've looked at. And now it is time for 2020, the worst year ever. Not football related, but just talking globally because of COVID. This draft was actually pretty dang fun too, so let's get into it. First overall pick of 2020 was Joe Burrow. Second overall pick was Chase Young. Third was Jeff Okudah. 5 was Tua. 6 was Herbert. 7 was Derek Brown. Tristan Wirfs at 13. Judy at 15. AJ Terrell at 16. CD at 17. Justin Jefferson at 22. We'll talk about that one later. Ayuk at 25. Jordan Love at 26. Patrick Queen at 28. Jeff Gladney again, damn. Anyway, going into round 2, we've got T. Higgins, Michael Pittman Jr., DeAndre Swift, Jonathan Taylor, Antoine Winfield Jr., Cole Kmet, Jalen Hurts, Trayvon Diggs, Chase Claypool, J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Epinesa, Gabe Davis, Darnell Mooney, that's good, K.J. Osborne, okay, that's good, Isaiah Hodgins, Ben DiNucci. Okay, this honestly might be the best draft we've seen. It's close. What do we got for busts? I don't think Okudah was a bust. Maybe Andrew Thomas. Well, okay, I guess Okudah probably was was a bust, but I just think he was good and misused, honestly. I think it showed this year he was a good player, and they got rid of him for nothing. CJ Henderson definitely was not a first-round pick. Isaiah Simmons probably hasn't lived up to it. Mekhi Becton hasn't. Henry Ruggs clearly didn't. Jalen Reagor was terrible. Clyde was ugly. But other than that, I don't think really any of them were that bad. Oh, how could I forget Jeremy Chin in the second round? I think this draft is an A-. I think it's better than 2017. We got 4 generational quarterbacks that we're going to be watching for a very long time. Burrow, Tua, Justin, Jalen. Tristan Wirfs is in here. CeeDee's in here. Justin Jefferson's in here. Trayvon's in here. It was crazy good, and it has depth. Well done, 2020. And now we are on to 2021. This will probably be the last draft we grade because it's going to be the last one we can actually give pretty decent insight on. I also think this draft, honestly, was really, really good too, so it's a phenomenal one to end on. Let's dig in. So, first overall was Trevor Lawrence, Goldilocks. 3, we had Trey Lance, that's a mystery still. 4 was Kyle Pitts, 5 was Jamar Chase, 6 was Jalen Waddle, 7 was Penei Sewell, 8 was JC Horn, 9 was Pat Surtain, 10 was Devontae Smith, 11 was Justin Fields, 12 was Micah Parsons, 13 was Rashawn Slater, 14 was Vera Tucker, 15 was Mac Jones. I mean, good God! Then we take a little bit of a break. We come down to Christian Darrisaw, Najee Harris, I'll give you some flowers. Greg Russo, round 2, we got Elijah Moore, Javonte Williams, Landon Dickerson, Pat Freiermuth, this linebacker from the Browns that I've been told is very good because I shit on him once. Boogie Basham, Creed, Josh Palmer in round 3, Michael Carter in round 4, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then we definitely kind of fall off a little bit. A lot of bit, maybe. Man, I don't know. That first round was so crazy, though. Let's go look at the busts here. This is gonna be tough. So, looking at the busts, the ugly of 2021. Zach Wilson at 2, terrible. Trey Lance, like I said, we don't know. Then I think, kind of 16 through about 22 here, none of them are really good. Leatherwood was really bad. Kadarius Toney obviously didn't work out for the Giants. Caleb Farley, I don't think is working out all that well in Tennessee. Bateman's been hurt. Ugh. So my issue here is that round 1 is impeccably unbeatable, but the rest of the draft gets pretty quiet. But then again, at the same time, they've only been around for 2 years, so it's not quite as fair. I'm gonna give this a B+. I still can't believe round 1. I mean, you seriously had to try to fuck it up. Unreal. Alright guys, anyway, that is going to be me for grading draft classes part 2. I'm sorry for the super long wait on this. I hope you guys did enjoy this video though. If you did, you already know what to do to show any support and I appreciate it. With everything I just said, I'm going to hop off and get this edited so you guys can watch it on time. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week, and as always, I will see you in the next video.